All right, it's showtime, Jack. Time to warm up. Red leather, yellow leather.
Unique, New York.
The heat is up, the sun is out, the sky is burning, there is no cloud. The night was hot, I had no sleep, it was too hot to even think of it. We should get something out of it. It seems like weeks, no drop of rain. I take a shower and shower again. A double trouble in my head. And to get naked and to get wet, we should get something out of it. Oh, life would be good if your blue swimming pool. Life would be good in your blue swimming pool. You will be loving me.
I'll be loving you.
Loving you in your swimming pool.
Hello, welcome to the season of Christmas.
It's Christmas.
It's December. I hope you guys are just basking in all of the holiday stuff that happens. I hope you're making stew and chili. And I hope you're putting up your tree or trees.
Trees. 12.
What?
We talked about this last time. We got 12 trees in this house.
It's okay. But I hope you are basking in all of the wonder of everything and the lights and the season, and just that you're being joyous about everything that's going on. Such a fabulous time of the year. Somebody has to be Cindy Lou Who.
Yeah, yours.
I'm just like, I mean, come on now.
First party of the season coming up this weekend.
We do. We have a party
for school teachers.
Yes, we do. And we're so excited to celebrate our educators. It's just going to be a fabulous time. We did it last year as well. And so we're just honored that they want us to host that. I've got the church thing next week, Joy at our church, the women's thing. There's just so much Christmas stuff going on. It makes me happy. It makes me happy. There's peppermint in my coffee this morning. And so I know I had all the feels.
So we're beyond pumpkin
I had
stuff?
all the feels today. I'm not a pumpkin girl.
I'm not a pumpkin guy.
Then we're made for one another.
Yes, we are made in pumpkin heaven.
Exactly. I'm not a pumpkin spice, but I am a peppermint mocha for the love of the Lord. Please.
Do we have all our presents bought? Are we ready?
And when you say we,
do you have all our presents?
Y'all, hello.
I don't shop.
You don't even know.
I shop for you. That's it.
It's like, thank you, Frank. Oh, what did I get you? Thank you.
I know what I get.
Thank you, Oompa. Wait, was that?
That I don't know. Yes.
You don't know.
Yeah, I do not know what the grandkids.
You don't know. But I'm going to tell you, we've got some grandkid surprises this year. We've had a good year. And so we got some surprises coming. It's going to be good.
I'm just thinking overboard.
I asked your permission.
Oh, did you? I probably gave it. You
probably didn't hear me, but I asked your permission.
That's
you were like, okay, cool.
Last week was our Thanksgiving show. And the one thing I didn't give thanks for was my stroke, because
for the love.
I had that stroke in September. I'm very thankful. I mean, because it could have been, a really, really, really bad thing, but instead it just screwed up my vision a little bit and gave me an excuse for anything I do wrong.
Well, I'm not going to lie.
From here to eternity.
I told you yesterday I was working with our insurance renewal, which renews 12/1 every year. And so they needed to bind, so we had coverage starting today. I'm not going to lie. I totally used your stroke as an excuse. I said,
it's easy, ain't it?
I did. I said, listen, our son got married, and I don't know that my sweet, sweet Frank had a stroke in September. And so we've just been dealing with doctors and appointments and
The stroke thing, I was very blessed because it's very, very easy stroke. Gave me a reason to get my heart checked out. I'm good. Gave me a reason to get my brain checked out, and
which is needed.
I'm superior in the brain category.
But here's what I want to say too. Frank, he's not making fun of a stroke because it's a very
No. It's a serious thing, and I was scared to death.
Even the small is a precursor for other things, and we've had people in our lives that have had the TIAs, that have had the smaller.
And we've had people in our lives have major strokes. And
And now
we've lost friends to stroke.
we'll talk more about this, but we're gonna do a stroke fundraiser sometime soon. We're not making fun of that at all.
But with me, we can make fun of it.
We can make fun of Frank.
Yes.
We're not making fun of strokes at all, but
right.
we're blessed. The favor of the Lord was just on us.
Let's get going with the show here.
Oh, we're going to do a show. Okay.
Yeah, we're actually going to do a show.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, in the spirit of Christmas,
of Christmas, we are going to do, is your pool naughty? Is your pool nice? If your pool's naughty, what does it need? If your pool's nice, what does it need for Christmas?
That's awesome.
Naughty, nice Christmas presents for your pool. So we're going to do pool naughty.
Naughty or nice? I wish
naughty or nice. What do you want to start with?
Naughty or nice?
What do you want to start with?
I'm gonna drum roll. I'm gonna go with, because I'm thinking about you right now. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with naughty.
Oh, all right. That threw me off.
I was gonna say nice.
All right. So if you got a naughty pool, you got a pool that is not everything you want your pool to be. I'm thinking chemistry on this present for your pool. First thing, shocker, borates.
What?
Buy borates for your pool. Treat your pool with borates, and that's going to resolve a lot of chemistry issues with your pool. It's a algae stat.
Do we have a show on that?
Yeah,
I feel like we have a show.
We might have mentioned it a time or two.
Yeah.
So naughty pool, first present. If you have chemistry issues, algae issues, stuff like that, first present for your naughty pool is borate.
I'm just going to ask, because you mentioned borates a little bit. How do you know? Do you just go get your water tested? I'm going to ask a lot of questions for the normal people out there that are not brain chemistry and chemical, like pool Jesus over here. Speaking of Christmas, how do you know?
Know what?
How much borate?
Oh, well.
How do you know that you need that? How do you?
If you have problems keeping algae out of your pool, you have problems with your pH climbing, you have problems with clarity, borates is a good resolution for all that. Now, it may not resolve it all. You may have also filtration issues, circulation issues. But the number one thing, I've talked about it before, all the benefits we get from our service pools and that our retail clients that have listened to us and got on borates, it's a huge benefit. So
when you say get on borates, is it
it's a one-time big treatment. You test it once a month. What we do is if we drop below 50 parts per million, we'll add enough to get between 50 and 60 parts per million. We typically only have to add borates, a couple times a year, and it only goes down because of washout, or if you backwash your filter, stuff like that, you'll lose a little bit here and there. Yeah. So the numbers will slowly fall, kind of like stabilizer. If you don't add stabilizer to your pool, it will slowly fall. Borates kind of does the same thing, so you just have to top it off once in a while.
So let me ask you this, for naughty pools in the winter, if you're on borates, does that mean that you can use less chlorine?
Well, in winter, we all pretty much use less chlorine anyway. Cold water kind of does the same thing to algae that borates does. It just keeps it from multiplying. Typically, we don't watch it super, super close. We don't care if we get a little bit low during the winter because the algae is kind of dormant anyway. When the water's warmer, above 70 degrees or in the mid 60s, up through 70 degrees, algae comes out of dormancy and starts to multiply more easily. Becomes naughty, and that's when the borates is really doing its thing. But it's always a clarifier and it's always a pH stabilizer. So borates.
Okay, tell me a nice
pool. You love your pool. Your pool is good to you. You don't have problems. You're on top of it. The number one nice thing for your pool is a robotic cleaner.
Oh.
Yes.
Listen.
I love my robot. I mean, we sell many robotic cleaners, and
I love them. I talk to ours.
Vast majority of the people that purchase robotic cleaners are extremely happy with them. They scrub the walls, they scrub the tile line, they save energy. If you have a cleaner that uses a booster pump, a robotic will save, I believe the estimates are between $200, $300 a year in electricity if you're using a robotic cleaner. They do a better job. They're just far superior to a suction side or a pressure side cleaner. They do good with dirt, they do good with debris.
Besides being robotic, why are they better? Because they can
because they scrub as they go. They pick up large debris. They pick up fine debris. A pressure side cleaner, typically fine debris will just blow right through the bag and then end up on your steps. If you have a pressure side cleaner, you probably notice that your steps typically look dirty when the bottom of the pool looks clean. And it's because the dirt is blowing through the bag and landing on the steps. Robotic cleaner, it's really a no-brainer. If you have a cleaner now and you get to a point where you have to put a lot of money into it, or if you have a booster pump that runs a cleaner and that booster pump goes out, take that money, put it towards towards a robotic cleaner and make your life better.
Naughty.
Back to naughty.
I don't know. Maybe another nice. What do you think?
Well, we can do another nice.
We can do
Let's just
another
do two nices in a row. The next nice, you got a great pool, and you just want to make it nicer. LED lighting.
LED lighting. Okay, so tell me about this.
LED lighting. And one, I mean, yes, they burn less electricity, but typically people don't use a whole lot of electricity with pool lights anyway, so
they
it's not
last
that.
longer?
They last much longer.
Okay.
You get colors. You can turn your pool blue. You can turn your hot tub green. You can.
Oh, that's cool.
So, I mean, it's like we do in our pool. I think we got 4 light zones in our pool that we can do them all different colors, or we can have them all match. And if I'm going to pick an LED, I'm going to go with PAL lighting. I love PAL lighting. Check out our YouTube page. I did a whole segment when we were at the show where I met up with Ben Forrest from PAL Lighting. And
we love Ben Forrest and we love PAL lighting.
And we spent about 30 minutes with him going over their different lighting systems that they have. They got strip lighting, the nicheless lights.
So many cool things, man.
And the remotes are ridiculous. It isn't a 5-second pause in between color changes. It has a color wheel. You can just circle around the color wheel and watch it just change to all these colors. I think they said 16 million different colors. You can dim them. Just great controllability, great lights, great options for no matter what kind of lighting you have. They have ridiculous options. That would be my second nice.
Oh my goodness.
So that's 2 nices in a row. So
LED lighting and the remote control, all of that.
Yeah, it's all
crazy.
They got things where you can make it dance to the music. It's really crazy the abilities that they have with their lighting.
Wow.
Not all lighting can do all this stuff. A lot of them are just pretty simple. Okay, you can choose a color, change to the different color. It turns off for 5 seconds, and it may turn off and on 10 times what's going to that color, second color that you chose. But PAL lighting, it's instantaneous, and they're dimmable, and a lot of them aren't.
Wow.
All right, so the next naughty.
You going naughty?
We're going naughty.
Naughty. Okay.
If you got a naughty pool that gives you trouble and you need a little bit of help for whatever reasons, maybe it's heavy bather loads, trees, dogs, whatever, but you have a really hard time, well, if you got a naughty pool, I want to recommend AOP or maybe UV or Ozone. These are all things that take the load off your chlorine and allow your chlorine to go a little bit further. I'm not a big UV fan. I'm not a big Ozone fan, but they do help. They do help. If you have a problematic pool, UV and Ozone can make your life a little bit easier because they do oxidize and they do eliminate some organics, some pathogens and stuff like that. So your chlorine doesn't have to. So your chlorine can work less hard. And then if you combine that up with borates, that's really giving you a leg up and your pool is going to be easier to control. Naughty pool, we got borates, we got UV, Ozone, and then AOP. I do like AOP. AOP, particularly like Clear Comfort AOP. They don't use UV ozone together to make hydroxyl radicals. They have an electrical charge system that makes the hydroxyl radicals. Hydroxyl radicals do a better job than ozone. I think they're better than UV. They actually leave a little bit of residual. So AOP, and particularly Clear Comfort, is my favorite and the one I have the most experience with. I think that's a good present for a naughty pool.
Right. Okay. All right.
So we want to do another naughty or want to go to nice pools?
You got another naughty?
I got several naughties.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Your pools are naughty. Let's do a naughty.
Let's do another naughty.
Let's do another naughty.
Weekly service.
Okay.
All right. If you're struggling that much with your pool, you're very unhappy with your pool because your pool is extremely naughty. And you're always having green issues. You're always having filter issues. You just can't ever get it right. And you're spending a fortune on it. Hire service. All right. I know people have had a service and they were terrible. Okay. Maybe they were, but that doesn't mean they all are.
This is a huge debate. I do a lot of the marketing and I do a lot of the paying of the bills and tell you can't spend this. We have Nextdoor. And that is a huge debate. People move into the area and say, hey, can anybody recommend a pool service that will come a week? And there are people that will hop on there and be just mean and naughty and say, you can do it yourself. It's so easy.
Yeah, I see it on Facebook. I'm in all these Facebook groups. I join these pool owner groups so I can jump in and, give some good advice. If somebody's got a question, I don't mind sharing my knowledge. But there is...
You know what? thing or two.
relentless people that no matter what's posted and somebody says, get a service, my service does this, my service does that. There's people that jump on there. All pool companies are evil. They're a bunch of crooks. They're this, they're that.
Right.
They overcharge. You know what? The margins in a pool business are no different than the margins in any other business.
Well, and I will say, I don't know how people can do it themselves right now because the chemicals are so expensive now. I think hiring a service, because your time and your effort to do it and to keep your pool looking great, I think it's worth it. You opened my eyes to a lot of things because my parents were do-it-yourselfers for everything. You opened my eyes. Listen, if you can hire somebody that has the knowledge to take care, whether it's pest control, whether it's river scoopers, whether it's pools, do it.
The thing is, people can take care of their own pools.
Sure.
But what I see a lot of is the waste. Mm-hmm. When somebody does it themselves because they don't have the knowledge, and it's not that you're dumb. It's just it's not your thing.
It's not that you can't look it up on YouTube because everybody's like, there are videos on YouTube.
Yeah, there are videos on YouTube, but you really need to be talking to somebody that's in your area that knows your water, your environment, knows the issues that you face in your particular area. The biggest problem I see with people doing it themselves is the waste. They spend good money doing bad things. Yep. They'll over-chlorinate, over-adjust the pH. They'll
just shock the pool. Just shock it.
They'll buy this thing because somebody on YouTube told them it was great. They'll buy this thing because somebody on Facebook said it's great, and it doesn't help them in their situation. Mm-hmm. And then they end up wasting a lot of money. And when it's all said and done, they may have saved a little bit of money, but they lost a lot of time. They had a lot of frustration. If you got your pool under control, awesome. But you know what? That doesn't mean that you're going to be able to keep it under control every year because your water is going to get older. It's going to build up TDS. It's going to build up calcium. It's going to build up phosphates. It's not always going to be the same thing. You're going to have different seasons. You may hit a very, very rainy season. There goes everything you ever did. Mm-hmm. It's all different now. Yeah. You may have a very, very dry season. So everything's different. You may have a heavy pollen season. In Texas, we get these winds out of West Texas where it rains mud. All this, it's not the same thing every time. And you got to learn, if you're going to do it yourself, it's all reactionary. You don't head it off at the pass. What is it telling you to do this time? Then do it. Yeah. What's it telling you to do this time? Do it.
And it's an everyday thing. It's not. And for me, the time aspect of it.
The time and the trouble. The time and the trouble. But yes, you can do your pool yourself, but hiring a service just takes the worry off of you. You're probably not going to save that much money doing it yourself. At least in our area, I know there's areas where it's much, much easier to take care of your own pool. But here in Texas, our environment's pretty harsh, and it can become very difficult.
Wackadoo weather.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So that was another naughty.
That was another naughty. Let's go nice.
Let's go nice.
Nice.
All right. Nice control system.
Okay.
Especially if you have a pool spa combination or you got waterfall pumps and stuff like that, and everything's on manual timers, there's control systems out there that they just make it nice. It makes it easy. You can get on your phone and turn your hot tub on when you land at the airport. And by the time you get home, your hot tub's heated up, your lights are set, and everybody's got control systems. All the big three got control systems. But you know what? If you're thinking about control systems, really consider The Attendant by Poolside Tech.
Again, when we saw at the convention.
Yes. Again, I did an interview with them, a YouTube video. Mm-hmm. Go to our how-to swimming pool on YouTube. It's youtube.com/deependfrank. Find the video that I did with The Attendant by Poolside Tech. And
we ordered that for us.
Yes, I'm going to put it on our pool.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on our pool. I talked to them today. The system's in transit. They're actually going to send a tech down because I want our guys to be trained well on their products because I think
awesome.
We're going to start pushing their product. It is a ridiculously smart product. Everybody says what we have in the industry is, smart automation. With them, it is. With everything else, it's just on-off switches that you can do remotely. Their system's actually smart and intelligent. So,
wow.
So if you got a nice pool and you just want something cool to add to it, automation.
Okay. That's nice.
All right.
That's nice.
Let's do another nice.
Keep being nice.
Let's keep being nice. A heat pump with a chiller. If you don't have any kind of heating on your pool, or your pool gets super hot, here the pool in late July and August, the pools get so hot it's not even comfortable anymore. People don't even want to get in their pools.
It's worse than bath water. I mean, it's hotter than bath water.
So you can get a chiller, and my particular favorite is AquaCal. It's a company out of Florida. They have great products, but they have systems that, and it's not expensive to run them. I mean, they're a little expensive to purchase and to install, but you can extend your season on either end. Like here in North Texas, we can extend our season a month and a half really easily, on the front and on the back. So basically you get 3 more months of swimming. So you can extend your season, use your pool longer, and then when the pool starts getting too hot in the summer, you can chill it down so it's still refreshing. And especially if you got kids, now the kids are going to want to be in the pool, even more. You're going to want to enjoy the pool more. So this huge investment that you have in your backyard is more usable for you. It's like buying a camper, and if you don't ever get to go camping, what's the point of it? Or you only get to camp 2 months out of the year. Make your pool more usable, more enjoyable, and add a heat pump with a chiller.
Unless you have a granddaughter like we have, like Parker, who was born in Wisconsin, who reminds us of that when she wants to swim in January. I was born in Wisconsin. The water's
she'll get in, she'll be blue, and she'll refuse to tell you that she's cold.
It's fine.
I'm fine.
Can we go swimming again?
All right, so let's swing back over to Naughty.
Oh no!
You got a Naughty pool. You have algae issues, and this is a fairly inexpensive thing that you can purchase for your pool. Is a mineral system. Either, I really like the Blueray XL, but there's also the Pool RX. These are systems that you purchase. You can replace them every 6 months. Some people, they don't replace them in the winter. They just replace them in the spring. But the Blueray XL puts copper, silver, and zinc into the water. And those are natural sanitizers. They're natural algicides. They kill algae. And so therefore you can use a lot less chemicals or a lot less chlorine as a sanitizer. The Blueray XL, they tout that you can use 50% less chlorine. You can run your chlorine lower if you have a Blueray XL on there. And the Pool RX claims the same thing. Pool RX you can find in most retail. You can get those online. Blueray XL, which is my particular favorite. That one you pretty much have to get through the industry. You have to, there's some retailers that carry it. You can get it online, but it's not readily available online. Ask if you have a local service company, maybe they can get it for you. But Blueray XL and Pool RX, those are mineral systems that you can get that will reduce your chemistry problems, reduce your algae problems, save you a lot of money. Nowadays, with chemicals getting as expensive as they are.
You want to do what you can.
Right.
To alleviate that. Yeah.
And the last thing, I'm kind of on the fence about it, but naughty or nice. It's kind of either or.
We have like on the fence.
Yeah, it's a fence. Nice. It's a fence sitting one is a salt system. A lot of people love them. It depends on the area you're in, how effective it will be. They do produce their own chlorine. They do come with a different set of problems that you don't face if you're using traditional chlorine. Sure. But a salt system, yes, it's going to make chlorine for you. It is going to cut your cost on a week-to-week basis, but it's going to cost you probably $2,000 to $2,500 to install it, and you're not going to recoup that cost for anywhere from 6 to 8 or 9 years. But it is a system that, for some people it works great. But we have a lot of people when theirs go out and they need to replace their cell, and their cell's $1,000, $1,100, they don't want to replace them.
Oh, yeah, right.
And if it was that great of a system, everybody, when it went out, they'd want to replace it.
Right.
And there's people out there that love them, that think they're the greatest thing ever. Great. For your pool, it may be. But for some people's pools, it may not. And I don't like the corrosion aspect of salt on natural stones, and almost everything we do around here is natural stone. So, there is that issue. But before we go, I want to talk about chlorine. Remember I said that the price of tabs is probably going to be coming down?
Yeah.
Oops.
Not so much?
Not so much. Our wonderful government, EPA, is coming down on chlorine manufacturers that make tabs because they use,
Yikes.
it may actually affect other forms of chlorine also, not just the stabilized tabs, but they use asbestos in the process as a filter. It's not in the tabs. It's a filter that they use during the process, and the EPA is wanting to make them all get off this and giving them a very short window to be able to get this process done. And we're talking billions of dollars that manufacturers are going to have to put in
Yikes.
to their manufacturing process to get away from this asbestos. And hopefully this doesn't push everything overseas, because their stuff we get from overseas is not as good. The American-made chlorine is a better product for the most part.
Right.
I'm sure there's some manufacturers overseas that make a great product, but there's a lot of manufacturers overseas that make garbage. So we may not be seeing even a price leveling. We may see a continued climb in the price of chlorine tabs.
And people are not going to like that.
No. So
whether you're in service or do it yourself, we're going to have to
accommodate. So all these things that we talked about that can help you use less chlorine, people, do it. Do it.
We need to redo that.
Bite the bullet.
We need to redo that podcast because we did a podcast on,
alternatives and how to save money.
How to save money on chlorine, because chlorine, oh Lord.
And your best, cheapest avenue, you're the best thing you can do for the least amount of cost to save on your chlorine is going to be borates. All right. And then probably the next thing is going to be a mineral system. Now, the one bad thing about mineral systems, if you do not monitor, and this goes for anything, if you do not monitor levels and you do not keep it under control, you can stain your pool, you can cause problems that are going to cost you a lot of money to fix. So no matter what you do, monitor your levels, your metal levels, your total dissolved solid levels, your calcium levels. You got to stay on top of your pH and alkalinity. Learn what the LSI is, the Langmuir Saturation Index, or there's also the Calcium Saturation Index if you want to go that route. But keep your pool balanced. Monitor and manage your water chemistry. And then if you want to use like UV ozone or the AOP is by far my favorite between those.
Right.
Those will help you use less chemicals. The mineral system, will help you use less chemicals. You can, if it keeps going up, you know what, we may all be on salt because, salt systems do generate their own chlorine. And if the prices keep going up, the time that it takes for a salt system to pay for itself is going to get less and less and less.
Right.
But the salt system manufacturers know this, so their prices are going up and up and up. So it's costing more and more to get into it. And I don't know where the balance is going to fall, where the payoff is going to be. But I hate to bring that bad news to everybody. Merry Christmas, chlorine's going to keep going up. Oh, and there's about to be a huge calcium hypochlorite shortage and scarcity of product. So
if you're a do-it-yourselfer, go get your Cal Hypo right now.
And you might want to buy some tabs right now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I did not want to bring that news to everybody.
But that's a great Christmas present.
That's a Christmas present. Go buy now.
Go do it.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Come to my store. I got a bunch of it. So take care of us.
Y'all have a great week getting ready for Christmas.
And we'll see you next Christmas. We'll try to figure out something.
Next Christmas?
No.
See you next week.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Yeah, we'll try to have maybe another Christmas theme type show.
I think we can figure that out.
Yeah, we did Naughty and Nice. Now we're going to do, I don't know, we'll come up with something. Something cool because I'm funny.
That's just how we are.
Y'all take care.
You're swimming, you're swimming.